Well, hello there everyone, Simon here with episode number 4 of Tales of the Underworld to watch. We're beginning the Cad Bane side of the story now, which hopefully will be a little bit more in-depth and meaningful than the first 3 episodes of Asajj Ventress. And again, if you've seen my reactions to that, you've probably figured that, although they're not the worst things in the world, I just felt like they were kind of missed opportunities that, we could have done so much more with those potential stories. And don't get me wrong, I didn't hate everything about it. I'd say hate was a strong word. I didn't hate anything about it. I just kind of disliked the premise. I felt it was very kind of shallow. It was just surface level. It didn't really do anything to expand Ventress's character. I mean, sure, we got to see how, Dark Disciple played out. Did they retcon it? No, they didn't. But it just felt like it didn't do much to add to her character, and she's not someone that I can foresee being a prominent figure in many Star Wars stories going forward, so that could have been used as time to, flush out a new character. For example, what I will say is I really actually liked the Padawan who was with her. He was spunky, he had a lot of attitude, but he seemed to have like all of the right ingredients to make a good Jedi. And so, I didn't mind that too much to see him introduced. And, if anything, maybe delve into his story a bit more. That's what we need. We kind of need new blood, new characters. Move away from the cliche. Again, I felt that kind of protect the youngling kind of arc was a little cliche. It's been done a lot recently. But we're moving on to Cad Bane, who I think is truly an Underworld character. You look at Asajj Ventress and you would say that, well, she was an assassin. She was a dark side force user that the Separatists used, and then she became a bit of a bounty hunter later on. But Cad Bane is someone who's truly immersed in the underworld. So there's a lot of potential here. I think it's going to delve, obviously, into his backstory, his young years, because he's dead now. So, again, and that's the other thing, is like, why are we really exploring characters with no future? Okay, yeah, maybe you want to find out yourself, what was Cad Bane like when he was younger? For me, it doesn't really matter. Keep the mystery around the character. I enjoyed what he did in Clone Wars. I, enjoyed seeing him in live action in the Book of Boba Fett. But I don't necessarily need to know every detail about him. The mystery is sometimes better than, the reveal. So, anyway, we're going to jump in. So, let's watch episode number 4. It's giving me kind of New York vibes, Chicago vibes maybe, with the kind of raised railways, very urban looking streets. Huh. Wilhelm screen. So this has got to be, what, a good 10, 20 years before the Clone Wars?
What are you doing?
Blick! Get away from them. We told you to stay away from street rats.
Oh, classism. So I'm guessing that's Cad. Grew up on the streets. Well, they were just looking.
Keep walking.
Nothing wrong with that.
Get out of here. Nothing for you back here. Come on, square.
Yeah, definitely New York vibes with the accents and whatnot.
Not today. I told you before. I'm not giving you any. Oh, look what you've done. Oh dear. All right.
I mean, who's going to want the fruit off the floor now anyway? I mean, look at the state of that floor.
All right, here you go.
Thank you.
You drop this.
Oh, thank you.
This is mine.
And that is yours.
And this is yours.
I see. All right.
This is yours.
Yes. Thank you. Is this yours?
Oh, that?
Confuse the droid.
This is yours. What's this for?
Call it an investment.
Creepy. Who knows what he wants? Don't go wasting it all in one toy shop.
Worth more than we ever had. Want to spend it? Ooh.
Again, I just told you, don't waste it all in one toy shop. Oh, is that same shop? Maybe that's a gambling den. They're going to go gamble it, aren't they? I love this. So this, again, this is like an Andor, where we got to see a supermarket. This is just like domestic life. Wow, they are very well animated, those sweets.
I could get used to this.
Well, you've just eaten all of your treats, so... God damn. God damn! Folks of New York, is this a regular occurrence?
What happened to you?
First rule of business.
Don't ask questions.
Questions.
What's the second rule of business? Well, there we go. We just broke the first rule of business.
I thought you said don't ask questions.
Don't get smart.
Oh, there's some doubts.
There's something about this guy.
They call him
I've never
Kobe?
seen him around here before, and now twice in 2 days.
Yeah, you can definitely see the friend getting left behind at some point, can't you? So Cad Bane is an assumed name.
Oh, you think it's funny?
They just needed to keep him distracted. And draw out the droids. Hang on, is that the same guy from the last arc? The old separatist?
Get back here!
And he's dead. Well, kids, you are accessories to murder now. Oh, is he going to get left behind? Oh, no. He's leaving him behind. Yeah, that guy on the left looks awfully like the old separatist guy in his younger years, but it's probably not the same guy. Yeah, so a decent opening episode. Again, I like the parallels to kind of modern day New York. You know, it's like some people don't like things to reflect real life in Star Wars, but I like because you immediately connect to the vibe of the city. And it's like, you know, although I've never been to New York, I've seen it depicted in enough media to know what they're going for. You know, the kind of grungy, underworld vibe where, you know, people are down on their luck. You don't live there because, you know, you're well off. And again, street rats, as they said, they're kids with no home, no parents, no money, you know, scrounging to survive. And they come across a seemingly kind-hearted man who turns out to be, you know, a bit more of a mobster than you think. And in an easy job, they get themselves kind of caught up in murder. And that rips them apart. And you could see early on that was the vibe they were going for. So I think he was called Kobe. I think that was his name that they were using. So again, Cad Bane is not his original name, which isn't a surprise. Clearly he's going to get a lot of inspiration from this businessman, this mentor, when it comes to both his style and his kind of vibe as he grows up. But yeah, this must be a good 20 to 30 years before the Clone Wars, you would think. Which, you know, puts us into even pre-Phantom Menace era, which is always interesting to see. But again, the grungy kind of vibe of that world, it serves well the story, I think. And, you know, just a short story just to guide us into the future, but that's obviously where he got his first steps into the life of crime. So, be interesting to see where it goes from here. Anyway, thank you for watching. We'll be back with the next episode soon, and I will see you there.